So this is a disclaimer. As I was filming this, more stuff came out about the situation and other situations that I do not address in this video that I would like to address in other videos. I was almost finished when I saw that somebody made an hour-long documentary, and I was like, oh no! Full disclosure, I have not seen the entire thing. I did watch the first 5 minutes, and I have some thoughts. So just a heads up. Anyway, here's the video. Hi, my name is Jake Weddle. If you're new here, please hit subscribe because I have a lot more stories like this coming out soon. I've been working in the influencer digital media space for about 5-6 years now, and I got some tea! I got some hot tea! So yeah, make sure you hit subscribe because the next video I'm releasing is every creator I've ever worked with and my favorite I did of theirs. But this video, not that video, different tone. Different tone this video has. So it's been an eventful few weeks, to say the least, a couple days. Like a week and a half ago, we had presidents getting fired at. We had presidents getting fired. We have, you know, lot of news in the room, in the newsroom. So yeah, again, what are my credentials? Well, I worked at MrBeast from 2019 to 2021. I was friends-ish with the main cast. There was definitely an element of employee-employer happening, but we were all in our 20s. I'm even a published author, journalist on the subject. Since a year ago, the Rolling Stone quoted me, without my permission. They took one of my TikToks, where I just begged MrBeast fans to stop blaming Ava for making Carl gay. Or no, I'm sorry. It was Carl's fault. That's what it was. Carl, this is actually all your fault. No, but in all seriousness, one of my former employers is in the news a lot lately. He's in the news a lot generally, but you know, it's like a nightmare sometimes when you leave a job and they're just on the news all the time anyway, you know? Everyone's calling you like, hey, remember your last job? I go, yeah, I remember. It's in the news all the time. But if you're a fan of my work, you know not all publicity is good publicity. So, and that's kind of what I want to talk about here, is maybe not necessarily the situation itself, but how the situation is being talked about in the various forms of media that we have here today. This story has been so salacious that news outlets, they're going to everybody and their mother's uncle just to get an opinion from idiots like me. That's right. I got people, news outlets coming to me. Why else would anybody call me and ask me my opinions about anything? Nope, it's just when people I used to know are in trouble. Hey, remember one of your coworkers from like 5 years ago? They're in trouble. Do you have any thoughts? Yeah, I got a couple. Thought number one, why are you in my face? You think I got information? Their writer's room was a dungeon and they locked me in it. It was soundproof. No, that's not true. I couldn't hear anything coming outside of the writer's room because it was the funniest room in the building.
But in all seriousness,
several generations of media and several political biases are all spewing to the top of the narrative, and all of them make the space cluttered, I think. What's that Bo Burnham bit?
Can anyone shut the fuck up?
And look, the situation, terrible, awful. I'm not talking about that. That's bad. But yeah, no, I'm just going to talk about things I know, things that have been reported, and why I think some things are being reported the way they are. And I might be joking around here, being a little silly, only because that's what I do as a stand-up. One of my favorite bits is a bit about how my dad's in jail for essaying a minor. Okay, it was my closing bit, okay? I had people coming up to me going, I love that joke so much. Yes, so do I, okay? So if I'm a little goofy this video, it's because I'm dying inside. If we're not laughing, we're crying, ha ha ha! Number one, I would love to point out the inconsistencies based on who has been accused in the last few weeks and who have been the most vocal voices depending on who they were, essentially. Maybe the fact that similar allegations across other YouTube influencers have been flown about recently, like Dr. Disrespect or Cody Co. And no one's sitting here going, it's because they're straight. You know? That's a little gross. And people are coming out in their defense, especially people, I don't know people specifically, but like, you know, Andrew Tate, dark web type people, you know, will try to defend Dr. Disrespect for whatever weird libertarian reasons, you know? I don't think anyone's coming to Cody Co.'s defense. I think everybody, that was like a Chris D'Elia situation. Everybody was like, oh my God, everybody found out about that? All right, disperse. And look, it's all bad. It's all across the board bad. You know, it's just weird when people are like, these guys bad, but not these guys, but these guys bad, but not these guys. It's just like, but it's the same thing. So what are you doing, fellas? It shows you where people's biases are. One of the best pieces of commentary I've seen about this was something back and forth I saw between Ludwig and Hassan. Not necessarily between the two, but Hassan was doing a reaction stream to one of his posts. Oh, I love the internet. And Ludwig said, we're not going to talk about the trans issue at all. And which I understand why Ludwig did that. That's a very liberal thing to do. Hey, man, I don't see color, you know? But no, Hassan said, no, that's very important because yes, it's a filter on the situation. You know what I mean? Again, none of anything is okay and nothing is excusable. but the way people are framing one side is more devilish than the other for those various reasons is not but only a factor. To disregard that as a factor on how the narrative is shaped and how the biases can be formed, yeah, I think that was Hassan's point, and I think that's what the point of this video is. But also the point of this video is to see, like, the goals some people may have when jumping on a salacious story. Like, I don't know if you guys seen what Jake the Viking's been doing, another former MrBeast employee who, as soon as this happened, took to the internet and started doing vague posts about, like, weird, like Alex Jones style, like 9/11 conspiracy. He knew all along. Something, the 5th of November. I am the chosen, and I've known all along. Look, I'm not touching on what happened besides saying, oof, that's bad. That's all I'm saying. I don't claim to know things. I don't claim to know what other people know. I don't know things. I don't know what they know. I was locked in the writer's room, in the dungeon, with the mug. Please, sir, can I have some more feedback on what you want for the set? We're not sure what we want. Oh, just 100 tons of cotton candy. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, no, what Viking seems to be doing, and again, I don't want beef with Viking because he'd kick my ass, right? You know how much beer jelly that guy eats? Oh my god, he'd kick my ass. That guy's got a lot of videos with a lot of pew-pews. I'm not going to mess with him. But if he'd like to challenge me to a nice conversation, I'm around. That's a scary guy. You see him walking around, dude? Fucking, that's a Viking, dude. Curtis Connor real quick. That's a Viking, dude. Folks. Yeah, no, I haven't talked to Viking in years, but in my opinion, from an outsider looking in, it looks like he's trying to, jump on the SEO algorithm output. This would bring whatever he's doing. I don't know. I think he's playing the drums. That's cool. Keep playing the drums, Viking. That's cool. What are you doing? Like, is this going to come out for me for some kind of SEO benefit? Yeah, sure. Yes, of course. Is that part of why I'm doing it? Yes, but that's also why anybody puts anything on the internet these days. I gotta make that sweet SEO go burr, son. When I make the SEO go burr, I get money, and then I get to eat, I get to live, I get food. I just have to please the algorithm. And sometimes it means I have to sensationalize a very complex and nuanced story in some ways and not so complex and nuanced in others, disregard the actual victims and their perceived victimhood or not, and how maybe the discourse can shape the effects on the people who we need to worry about this affecting. Nah, fuck that. Algorithm says I need 3 videos a day. I need something that'll get eyeballs. Jimmy knew. Yo, there was a dungeon at MrBeast headquarters. They were serving pizza at it. Y'all, Marcus was right. Y'all thought Marcus was crazy, but Marcus was right. Insert MrBeast doesn't care about black people, a meme.
Destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
MrBeast does not care about black people.
And this is what happens. All of this happens online on, Twitter. I'm not calling it X, by the way. I think dead naming is wrong. Dead naming is a fucked up thing to do, and you should never dead name somebody. But I'll dead name the fuck out of a corporation. You kidding me, dude? I'll dead name a corporation with the same fervor that your racist uncle has on Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Like, X is a stupid name. I remember when it was Twitter and you can crack open a Sierra Mist. Well, I don't know what Starry is. It's scary and different. It's not the drink I held in my hand when... Stupid. And the mainstream media, they're the ones that can make all the big bucks, okay? So the mainstream media needs to get the most salacious story possible. Do you know how many stories that have come out about MrBeast that were attempting to be his takedown? I think there was like 3 or 4 of them that came out. I think I was in 2 of them. And they always frame it like, oh, we just want to get an interview about working at Beast, Nice, friendly, fun interview, we schmooze you up a little bit. And then I get there and all the questions are framed like, so everyone wanted to themselves, right? Everyone wanted to unalive themselves with a... So now... with this Ava Tyson situation, mainstream media is going to, make the numbers go burr here in a second. So what am I saying? People jump the gun on social media. People don't cite their sources. People have political biases across all platforms and will say anything and be as hypocritical as can be. And at the end of the day, your reaction is what drives the clicks. So if someone's saying something online that's making your blood boil, that was the whole point. So don't let your blood boil. And I hope white dudes and straight dudes who just do fart noises into microphones are suffered under the same scrutiny that trans people who fart into microphones fall under. As important as all this discourse was, remember, we got election this November, baby.